a little warm, but it's not hot. So guys, thanks for joining me on another video. I'm going to be doing a quick demo of the Maxshine. Now it's going to be called the Shine Master Pro 21 Dual Action Random Orbital. I'm actually going to be doing a quick demo on my Shelby GT350, the side of the quarter panel where I go get fuel. Got some micro scratches from the gas station attendants rubbing up against it with their jackets on over the winter, so I'm going to take care of that in one shot. And gonna let the tool cool off. Just maybe wondering what I'm doing with this thing locked into the jaw horse. Every time I get a new rotary or type of power tool of this nature, I lock it in the jaw horse and I give it a little bit of a stress test between 30 to 35 minutes. I let it run at midway speed and then I crank it up to full speed, and this enables the gear mechanisms, the motors, the brushes on the armature, everything to burn in, and it'll be a much smoother experience going when you go to use it. And that's just something that I do, and I've been doing it for the longest time with all my power tools. It's kind of like my little burn-in procedure. So what I pretty much look at whenever I do this, I lock it in the jaw horse, I check to see how hot this gets. Right now this is warm to the touch, but you could tell like I'm not burning my hand, I'm not, you know, pulling it away. It's totally cool, and that's a good sign of the ventilation, and also the motor seems to be pretty efficient. I believe this is a 900 watt motor. So I'm gonna let this thing cool off for a couple of minutes. We'll throw it on the bench and I'll give you some of the features and go over the tool for you and a quick demo. So stay tuned for the rest of the portion of the video. All right guys, we're back. So I got the Maxshine M21 on my bench. I let it cool down for about 10 minutes after the torture test. Like I explained in the beginning of the video, I like to lock these tools into my jaw horse, and I like to let them run for about 30 to 35 minutes just to see how it works. It actually tends to smooth out the drive mechanism that's up here in a lot of polishing tools. It also enables the brushes on the armature to bed themselves in and burn in. So that's just a little thing that I like to do, and a little tip. So overall, the body of the machine is very similar to a Flex 3401. Not the greatest ergonomic, but now they have the newer version, which is now marketed under Shine Master, and it has a much better feel over here. Now, I've had this thing for, oh my God, it's probably been about 5 months already, and I've just been trying to do a video on it, and every time I want to do it, something usually gets in the way. So, the one thing that I dislike about this tool is the trigger. You can actually hear how loud that is. It just doesn't feel smooth. Now, I got my Griot's Boss G15 right here, and it's perfectly smooth. You could actually feather the trigger. So that's one of the improvements that I would like to see on this Maxshine product line, is a much better trigger. This just feels archaic in this day and age. It's got, you know, your trigger lock here, which is pretty standard. Nothing fancy with that. You have your adjustment wheel here. It goes from speeds 1 all the way to speed 6. Rubber encased grip right here, which is pretty good. It's got a similar front pad to like the Rupes machines and the Atom, Swirl Killer, and the Chemical Guys Torque and all that. So I don't know if Maxshine is actually doing a lot of the private labeling for those other manufacturers. Maybe some of you guys know that. I don't really care. I just want to talk about this machine here today and just show you some of the features, and I'm actually going to do a demo on my GT350. You got rubber encasement here around the drive mechanism in case you bump into something on your car. Now there's something here on the bottom of the backing plate. You can see it there with perforated holes. I'm not sure what that's there for, but that's probably there for some heat dissipation, but I see that being an issue over time as you flex your pad to do any kind of undercuts on the body. Eventually I see this is going to be a wear and tear item, whereas on the G15 it's not as pronounced and it's more tucked in right underneath the backing plate and underneath the drive mechanism. So that's just one of the design differences that I see, that this is overhanging to the backing plate, whereas on the G15, the Boss units, it's not. So other than that, this is 900 watt motor. It's got the juice. It's pretty smooth. I mean, the 21 any brand's polishers, I don't personally like to use them because of the vibration. I have an injury in my right hand, so the repetitive stress causes a lot of issues for me. That's why I prefer using the tools that I use, like my Flex 3401 and my rotary tools and my Dynabraids and my Sooner tools, you know, for various different jobs. Now, you could pop out these little caps here, and in the bag, it gives you the handle. I've never ever once put this type of a handle on any of the polishers that I've ever owned. So if you guys want to use it, it comes in the bag with you. Also, it gives you a nice storage carrying bag. You can throw your pads, you can throw your tools. It comes with a carrying strap as well, and that's all included in the price. And let me just show you what else it gives you. So it's going to give you the Allen key, the washer mod for the head. You know, you got the little piece here. You got an extra spare set of brushes, which are probably most likely the do-it-yourself or an enthusiast is not going to wear out the brushes on this machine anytime soon. And you also get some silicone grease to grease the mechanism when you take off the backing plate. So it gives you all the maintenance gear in the pack, very similar to what Griot's does when you buy their Boss machines. And like I said, these things are a good value. So the market for these type of machines, and I think Maxshine is really trying to cater to, they want to give the entry-level consumer or someone that really just wants to start out. I mean, detailing has become so popular all over the internet. It's huge. I mean, look at the detailing videos out there. I mean, they get ridiculous amounts of views. And the guys that have never detailed cars before, now they're showing interest. They want to buy tools. They want to start doing it on their own, and it becomes, you know, an expansion of the hobby, and that's nothing wrong with that. So in this case here, if you're going to go out and you want to start trying to do paint correction on your own, you know, your options are you could spend $400 plus to buy a Flex tool or a Rupes tool or a Fest tool or any of the, you know, the top brands from Europe, or, you know, you could spend $200 or less and buy this Maxshine kit. And to be honest with you, if you tried it, you didn't love it, and you hated it, I'm sure you could dump this thing on eBay or through some social media network, and you're not going to really lose your shirt on that. So as far as the longevity, I mean, I've used this a bunch of times so far. It feels like it's going to last. I think if you drop it, it's probably going to break the housing like any of these tools on the market today. I don't think they're built as well as tools from 25 to 30 years ago as far as holding up. But the only things that I dislike about the design of this tool are the trigger. I don't like the ergonomic here. I actually relayed that message back to them months ago, and now they have a revised version, which, to be honest with you, I would like to sell this to somebody and maybe get the revised version, because this is not a tool that I'm going to go to on a regular basis. This is going to be for like those rare instances where I want to use a dual action. I don't want to go aggressive with a 3401 or a force drive machine. And let's say I'm working on single stage paints on a collector car, and I want to take it easy, but I don't want to spend triple the amount of time doing correction. I probably would bust this tool out, and that's where I would try to pretty much, you know, use this tool to begin with. This will give you a faster correction in a shorter amount of time. So let's go over to the Shelby. I'm going to be using my Griot's Boss 6-inch pads, and I'm going to be using the Meguiar's foam cut compound. We're going to do the GT350. And I'm going to just give you a quick little demo on the vibration, the feel, and the control of the machine, because that's super important. Because like I said, you know, it looks the part, but does it perform? And you know, you can see the backing plate, you have ventilation holes all on the sides, which is the identical backing plate that you get on the Griot's machine. So also, when you can remove these, if you need replacement parts, that's not an issue. Maxshine actually has USA representation, warranty repair center, and parts supply, so you're not going to have an issue with that. So I mean, like I said, they're starting out with a broad US presence. A lot of YouTubers are doing reviews on these machines. A lot of them love them, some of them hate them, but like I said, I think it falls into the category, if you want to get into paint correction and you don't want to break the bank, this is a great option. Another great option, of course, is the Griot's Boss system. And the thing about Griot's, if you don't love it, you could send it back. I don't think you're going to be able, I know you're not going to be able to do that with any of the Rupes or Flex resellers anywhere in the country. You're not going to be able to use the machine, you know, spend $600-700 on a kit and hate it and then send it back for a refund. That's probably most likely not going to happen, and you're going to get stuck with it and end up selling it on eBay. So, like I said, I think it's a pretty good kit. Another thing too, the power cord. It gives you a very long power cord, but the insulation is very soft. That's good and that's bad. The good is it's very flexible to wind up when you're done with your machine. The bad is that the softer the insulation, the more prone that this is going to be to cracking over time, especially at the tail end. Whereas on the Griot's Boss machine, you can see the difference here. This is designed to offer extensive protection against bending and breaking of that power cord, and the power cord on the Griot's machine is significantly better. It's a thicker outside diameter insulation, and it just feels better. So like I said, there's going to be some compromises. Now on the new one, on the Shine Master Pro 21, it has removable screens here that you can pop out, very similar to my DeWalt rotary tools, and that's a really good feature as well. So let's get this thing fired up, and I'll show you a real quick demo. All right, guys, we're back. We're over at the GT350. So we got my orange correcting pad on the Maxshine M21 Pro. I've loaded up the pad with the Meguiar's 101 foam cut compound because there's some pretty decent scratches that they put into my car from when I go get fuel. And I'm just going to show you guys quick on the control. You can see here I also masked up just the portions of the car that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to do the whole quarter panel into the roof line. I don't want to touch the edge of the door as well, especially this compound's a little bit more aggressive than some of the other ones that I have. And like I said, we're going to use the 21 dual action, and it should knock this out in 1 or 2 passes. So let's get started. Spread the product around. It's got pretty good control, but the vibration on the 21 is a hell of a lot more than a 15. And that's why for me it's not a tool that I would use on a regular basis with my hand injury. So I'm going to concentrate over here because that's where the scratches are. Now it gets a lot smoother with higher RPM. Go. So overall, when you crank up the RPM, it gets a hell of a lot smoother, but I feel like tingling all through my hands now because the 21 machines, they give a hell of a lot of vibration. Also, the 101 Meguiar's gives a lot of dust, and it's not the most pleasant smelling of compounds, but it works really well. I mean, it works absolutely incredible. And from looking at it right here, all of the scratches that were in the quarter panel from gas station attendants rubbing up against the car with road salt on it are completely gone. So, hope you guys like this demo of the Maxshine M21. If anybody out there is trying to get involved in paint correction, this could be a really good option. I'd rather see you guys do this than go with a Porter Cable or the Griot's Garage. I just think those are real two amateur machines in this day and age. The technology and the availability of cool stuff has just progressed significantly over the last 10 years, and these things are well within reach. $200 or less on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description above. And here's another thing you got to consider. You can spend $500 on a Rupes kit or a Flex kit, and if you're a DIY guy or an enthusiast, and let's say you even had 3 cars in your household and you're going to do this stuff on a regular basis, you don't paint correct your car every week, okay? Not even every month. So chances are, if you were to do your cars 4 times a year and you have 3 cars, that means that you're using them a total of 12 times 3. Okay, so there's chances of you blowing this machine up, the probability, I think, is 0 unless you drop it off the stairs or something else happens or you run it over. So think about that too. I mean, if you're not going to be using this stuff often, like I don't use the dual actions regularly. I use my other tools on a regular basis just for the type of work that I do. So if you're not going to use it regularly and you take care of the tool, throw it in the bag, throw it in your toolbox, and it's going to last you a while, and you're going to be able to get the same professional results, and you're not going to be able to break the bank trying to do it either. I mean, I'd rather see you guys get a pretty good pro entry-level machine like this and spend some good money on professional pads and compounds and sealants and all of that good stuff and not skimp out on that, because I think that's probably the most important part of paint correction is all the other consumables that go along with it. Any of these machines will do the same job and they'll get the job done, but the compounds and everything else that go along with it, I feel, are the most important. And actually, that's where a lot of the money is invested as well. Some of these Sonax compounds and Meguiar's, you know, a bottle of that stuff could be $60 to $80 anywhere online. So, see you guys soon. If any of you guys have this tool or tried it, post your feedback below. Let me know how they hold up. Let me know how you like it. I'm going to continue to use it, and if I decide to give it away to a fan or sell it at a blowout deal, follow me on Instagram. I do it all the time. And to be honest with you, this is not a tool that I'm going to go to on a regular basis, so I may just keep it in my tool bin. And when I feel like pulling it out, like today, I'll use it. I'll knock out the job in a much less than half the time, because the G15, the 15mm orbits, they take a lot more passes, a lot more legwork. Also, the control of this machine is really good from speed 4 to 6. You don't have to put a lot of downward pressure on the snout right here. Just use the machine, let it balance itself, and you're pretty much, all you're going to do is you're going to hold it and control it. Stop it from going all over the place. That's all you're really going to do. I don't really like to put a lot of downward pressure on it. That's a good way where you're going to start to damage the backing plate and this little area here that I was talking about in the other portion of the video. So, see you guys soon. autofanatic@yahoo.com. Questions, comments posted below. Stay tuned to the channel for more automotive content. Please like, subscribe, and share. And visit autofanatic.com. Visit the Autofanatic web store for more Autofanatic car care. I'll see you guys soon, and have a great day.